Are we good?
Yes, we do.
Okay, all right, so we are back into our last budget work session for this year. Yay. Thank everyone for all the time put into this. So the last few items that we are gonna go through, we still have the open item of, do we keep 3.7% or 0% for town board salary? I'm voting 3.7%. Same. Not the hill to die.
I already said my piece.
Yes, exactly. So,
Yeah, and so did I.
all right, yeah, we're gonna keep
I
it.
don't feel we should, but I'm gonna vote for it.
I mean, when you look at it over time, the salary has gone down. If you look at CPI adjustments. Under town board, repairs and maintenance, we had put in 80,000 to deal with getting ourselves up to compliance with the county on water. And we had tasked Joe with, just got the right page here. First step is asking the health period if we can get a grace period while we investigate doing local siting of a well, or Suffolk County doing the well for us in Sachem's Woods, or we do our own well in Sachem's Woods. So we think that we can get a grace period with the county. While we investigate those options, we can show that we're moving forward. We have to confirm that, but for the moment, we're gonna pull that 80,000 out of the budget while we pursue those options. We did get a grace period when dealing with the nutrition program at the Presbyterian Church. So we're kicking the can down the road, and we have federal money that we could put towards doing something with water instead of wastewater that could help pay for this, because it will be an expensive endeavor.
That money hangs around for what, another year?
Yes, I have to double check, but we have time since it was just awarded, and the EPA is, that has to stay open. The EPA, we have contracts and things that need to be signed, so it isn't like,
Oh, okay.
it's been awarded, but
It's
It's in
in house for
process.
us, but then we have to apply. for
yes,
it.
exactly. Yeah, so there's a process in order to make it go live. So
So we have time.
yes.
Basically.
So on page 10, then, the line item for A1620.408 repairs and maintenance will go from 125,250 to 24,500. I got that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We discussed salaries across the board, and there's a few people that we need to change. And we're making adjustments to a couple of employees, and we looked at its merit. It's also looking at the where people are in relation to other people in same categories. So we are taking the town clerk's page. We're not going to get into the reasons why, because that was the executive session part. The public part is just letting the public know what we've changed. And so if we go to town clerk on page 7, Deputy Town Clerk R. Mazzucaro is going from 60,400 to 61,250. Yeah, there's just a few to go through. And then going back a couple of pages to supervisor on page 4, we are taking the senior account clerk, Shelby Mundy, from 62,300 to 65,000. Then if we flip over to the B fund, page 38, we are taking Ruth Karen from 52,300 to 62,000. It's not quite.
So, Brad.
Yeah, well, yeah, so So Reed is going to 62,000 in the building department line. We are taking the fire marshal line from 11,200 to 1,000. And then on page 40, in the zoning department, we're taking his salary from 52,300 to 62,000. We are also, that was Reed, and then for Brett. Right number for Brett. Okay, thank you. Yeah, like going from 45,300 to 48,900 in both the building department line and then also on page 40 in the zoning department. And then like we are not going to, we're going to keep Michael at his 35 hours per week and not take him up to 40 hours per week because we're going to beef up building department code enforcement a little bit with hiring a part-time person. And we're going to add 12,150 in the building department and 12,150 in the zoning department. So that's an increase of 24,300. And those are the changes that we are making. And I think we've covered everything else. And so the good news is going to the cover sheet. We started like the tentative budget that I presented was 10.2%. We've been whittling away at it. We're down to 7.2%. And on $1 million home, what is the tax increase implications?
$184.
$184. So with that, Shelby's going to just clean up the spreadsheets a little bit. She will repost them online and they will be available at the town clerk's office for anyone who wishes to pick up a copy ahead of the public hearing. Somewhere in this pile of shuffle, I have a resolution to set the public hearing. Here we go. I got it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, longevity. Yeah, I totally forgot longevity. Oh my gosh.
Okay, almost there.
Yeah. I'm like, I forgot to write that one down. I knew there was something I was forgetting. In the longevity front, we are going to work towards changing longevity from a flat dollar amount longevity to a percentage-based longevity, going back to the way it was 9-10 years ago. And I have calculated what the impact on the budget would be without going through, like we have to just go through and make sure we've got everybody's lines. But that increase, and again, just to reiterate, it compensates people for their experience, their institutional knowledge. It helps us to retain people. You know, if we hire somebody in a department head level and they just get cost of living increases over time, we have a better potential to retain them by going with percentage-based and a bit of a reward there. The cost this year for changing from flat-based longevity to percentage-based longevity is $30,432, which is 0.25% increase. And that's incorporated in the 7.2% increase. In order to make that change, we will have to draft, it's in our town code, so we will have to draft town code to make that change. We will have to set a public hearing and have the public hearing. So the public will be able to weigh in on this policy or code change. So the public will have an opportunity. But to be conservative, we're putting in those adjustments into the budget to reflect that $30,432 increase in this year's budget.
And we started looking at it because there are some employees who currently get the percentage because they've been here. And then a lot of the newer employees don't get the percentage, they're getting a flat rate. And so it was creating a lot of kind of disparity.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you.
No problem.
cut this, and this, forgot to write that one down. Okay, so I think I've covered everything.
Now I think that's everything.
Okay, all right.
It's my
So
pencil.
now we can meet.
Just want to say one thing, that the chapter 18 doesn't need the public hearing. It can be amended only via resolution because it's coming out of the 1818 says the town board reserves the right to review and amend the policy by resolution. But so we did amend it without a public hearing in the past.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay. I think we will still put it on for a work session and invite the public in, just so we can
Yeah.
hear from the public. So without a public hearing, then we'll put it on a work session coming up soon. And then we can then do it by resolution. Thank you, Christina. Okay, so whereas a tentative budget for the fiscal year 2025 has been proposed by several departments, audited, adjusted, and consolidated, and whereas the town board believes this tentative budget as amended represents the requirements for the fiscal year 2025, now therefore be it resolved that it is hereby adopted as the preliminary budget for the ensuing year, and the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to proceed with the necessary advertisements according to law, and be it further resolved that the town clerk shall give notice pursuant to Article 108 of the town law of a public hearing to be held on the preliminary budget in the Shelter Island Town Hall, Shelter Island, New York, on the 6th day of November, 2024, at 1:02 PM prevailing time for all interested persons to be heard in favor of or in opposition to the preliminary budget as compiled, or for or against any item or items therein contained. So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. And just to reiterate, November 6th is a Wednesday because of Election Day. Town Hall will be closed on November 5th, Tuesday. So we're having our work session and this public hearing special meeting on November 6th, the Wednesday.
just as anecdotally, when we started this process at 10.2%, we were the highest proposed increase on the East End. And now at 7.2, we're probably, guess?
I'm not sure. I did talk to, I'm trying to remember what Supervisor Krupski told me yesterday where he landed. I will find out. So by the time we get to the public hearing, I'll been able to collect that information and see where everybody landed. I just can't, if I say the percentage, I know I'm going to grab the wrong one.
But 3%, this work, we brought
Yes,
the total down 3%, which is actually pretty commendable.
yes,
Yeah.
I did not think it was doable. Seriously depressed when I submitted my budget on September 30th. Yes, September 30th. Is that the date it was?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's it. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.